YouTube. Hey, it's me, Turbles Celbor, back with part 6. Yeah, it's part 6 of my woke Belgium playthrough in Victoria 3, playing with all the expansions that I own, which I think is all of them as of 2025. I can't remember. I just say I own them. I actually pay for a subscription because I'm doing this on Steam. Anyway, so when we last left off, right, we had successfully turned the monarchy, the disgusting monarchy of the Netherlands, into, of course, a vassal of woke Belgium. In fact, if you want to travel from Groningen, is that really pronounced Groningen? Zwolle, I understand. Emden, I understand. I don't understand this one. I know Amsterdam, alright? Look, I'm not Dutch, alright? I'm like American, I'm like 75% German. My ancestors were all from, where is it? Not there. No, it was far worse. They were all around Munich. Yeah, my ancestors kicked out of Germany in the 1840s. For those of you in Germany, you might understand why if you remember the revolutions of 1848 and how if you were not a leftist and you were not like on the vanguard of that, you betrayed your allies and then got crushed by the monarchists. So let's just say that my ancestors betrayed their allies and got crushed by the monarchists and fled to the United States. Oh, that's fun. All right, so let's go ahead and see where we're at. So my main concern here, it's 1877. So the game is about halfway over at this point, and it's going to start accelerating. So I have like 311 construction, which is something I rarely have in a country that isn't like France. So we have insane building capacity. The economy is exploding. I'm like maxing out spending. I may have to actually stop taxing services at some point. Because holy shit. Alright, so what we gotta do is we gotta move forward. Krakatoa is going on, so there's gonna be a lot of that. And we got pulled into a war. It's very bad, I think. Or are we in this war? I don't know if we're in this one. No. England is fighting with Germany, and I think I'm being called to join one of them, which is not gonna be good. Because I think Germany is my ally. Yeah, it does seem as though that the big fight's going on down here, and it's a colonial conflict, and technically I'm involved, right? Because the Dutch East Indies is my beloved ally. Now they're my vassal's vassal, so I have high hopes this is gonna work out just fine. Now, if just FYI, chat on there, it's a 30-second delay. It is a 30-second delay. This is live. No, for real. This is live. Yeah, it's just like, again, what PeerTube is trying to accomplish, I've explained this when we started this live stream, is it's trying to become an alternative to YouTube, which is why I'm supporting it. The problem is that, Google got a lot of money. Right? And so they have these really nice servers. PeerTube, it's like all self-hosted shit, so people rely on other users to help level out some of those bandwidth issues, and as a result, lives, they kick around in the system for a while before actually being displayed on your computer, so it's a 30-second delay. Alright, so let's go ahead and say we're working on compulsory primary school, a thing that has been going back and forth, I believe, for like 6 years. So hopefully we'll actually pass compulsory primary school. Although with some bad luck, this may just end in it getting too many setbacks, and we've wasted 6 years of the legislature's time. But we really, really, really want to have multiculturalism. The United Belgian States need to enact multiculturalism. So let's go ahead and look at the Netherlands. We're trying to make them not want to leave. Now, the good news is our economies are going to become increasingly entangled. All right. Yeah, as you can see, our GDP is larger than theirs. And the other thing is we have unlimited rights to invest over here. And there is, I believe, chronic underinvestment. Especially in Friesland. Is it Friesland? if you're Dutch and you watch this, tell me how to pronounce this in the comments. Because, look, alright, I joke about the Dutch all the fucking time. Alright, we all know that. And if you follow me on Blue Sky, you know I occasionally posted Spanish. And if you know anything about the Spanish Empire, you know the Dutch, they didn't get along too well with those guys. But I will say that, you know, I don't know how to pronounce any of these things. Is it Rotterdam? Rotterdam. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Just as the compulsory primary school law looked ready to topple, the trade unions found itself rallying with the assistance of Arthur Spittle. Oh, he's just a reformer. Boring. It is now has the support. It now has the support it needs to pass without compromise. When support was called the unlikeliest hand. Okay, we've heard this one before. Let's see. So this will improve trade unions or really improve trade unions. So ally of convenience. We would get 2 allies of convenience, and it would improve the law, or we get open to compromise. No. Let's max it out. Who's got clout these days anyway? Come on, trade unions. More clout, please. Finally, philosophical pragmatism. The application of actions of philosophical thought can open whole new avenues for social and political analysis. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I love that shit. Let's get some political analysis up in here. Reducing bureaucracy costs, which is our main deal. So we developed philosophical pragmatism. We're working on dynamite, which we desperately need in order to improve our munitions. Psychoanalysis. So analytical philosophy is probably the one we should shoot for next. We unlocked feminism, right? Pretty sure we already did. We discovered our sharpest minds have discovered the concept that women are people. Look, I would make, you watch this channel, you know a couple of things about me. Number one, I'm cis. People keep saying I'm not, but I am. I'm cis. All right. And I'm a bisexual. All right. As a bisexual man. Okay. I'm gonna make a joke that the old women I work with would love, and it's just, men are so dumb. It took them like 8,000 years to figure out women are people, which is, of course, kind of a funny joke, and also sadly kind of true. All right, so let's go ahead, get that going. I don't know if men are ever gonna figure out that women are people. I've definitely gotta say, because some guys, you date a guy and then you're just like, how are you this dumb about your own feelings, my man? And I was gonna say, I don't know, when you date women, there's definitely some stuff with that's unique. But I gotta say, in my experience, dating women, they're at least emotionally self-aware enough to know what they're feeling. Some men, no idea. It's like, you're pissed off. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, well, why are you fucking yelling at me, asshole? Shit like that. Yeah. All right, so let's see. We got peasants. We got peasants for days up in here. Oh, wow, we've got a lot of unemployed peasants over here, and we're building out the explosives factory, so that's good. What's the next build method? Vacuum evaporation. Okay, so we need to... What's expensive these days in the market? Glass. Okay, so let's look at the glass production. That requires more dye. We really need to get this houseware plastics thing going. I don't know. Our porcelain is dirt cheap. Artistic expression. A popular Wallonian newsletter has released a statement by Florence Nightingale, who I keep forgetting actually is part of my government. Or not part of the government. She's an agitator. Left England, came to Belgium. Florence Nightingale endorsing several poets known for their sympathies to the rural folks' interests. The ideals of love and comradeship are present herein, but one looks beyond the surface. When one looks beyond the surface, one is faced with the precise conditions for such a thing. Those things which foster the highest ideals can be made manifest in one's daily life. The idols of Wallonian culture stand behind our reforms. The loyal support of the rural folk should be rewarded. They believe in honest work, they're democratic, agrarian, they're particularist, and they're isolationist. They're anti-British. Let's go ahead and keep boosting it. How are we still not passing compulsory primary school? Like, come on, we're gonna need that. Like, you could see that we're leveling out on the literacy, and part of that is because we've had a massive influx of Italians. Yeah, that's right. All the Italians are coming here. Let's look at the Netherlands. Oh boy, they are relying on us. We currently have 4.3 times. They are... What are they dependent on? So they are satisfying our desire for fish and luxury clothes and paper. They are utterly dependent on us for manufactured goods, and weirdly enough... Hello. Love that on a live stream. You know, very professional. Top tier. They got the meat. They need us for meat, but really... We need to reduce our dependence on them for fish, which kind of makes sense that we don't. I don't think we have the... I have a subsidized fish industry and I still can't keep up. How are they doing fish? They're using similar methods. 901 versus... What is our fish production? Yeah, they're producing about double the fish that we are. I'm gonna go ahead and build it out anyway. There's no reason not to. But really, like, they are way more efficient. Are they doing... I bet they're doing resource throughput, too. Yeah, they're plus 50. Right, because they have a fishery company. We'll never compete with the fishery company. But we can blunt their ability to try and exert some form of economic independence. Oh, wow. Oof, there's a reason. They're definitely a better fish producer than we are. I'm gonna protect the domestic supply. Glass, paper, and explosives are very expensive. We're building out everything but the paper. So let's go ahead and do paper. Resources. No, urban buildings. Where's the best place to build paper these days? So, honestly, let's do domestic. So pretty much anywhere I build these. Wallonia is probably the best one to do, honestly, but there's not stuff there already. If we did Fres... Oh, wait, no. Let's do abroad. Let's do... let's go on down to Friesland. Wow, there's a lot of places I could go. French, Friesland. All right. So they've got... Oh, it's not nearly as good as Wallonia. Yeah, go ahead and build out Wallonia. Yeah, that'll be good. Let's just build out some more paper. We're like maxed out on the wood situation, though. And our lead production is down, which we could subsidize that. But let's go ahead and get paper up and running. Yeah, give me like 3 paper mills. Alright, so this is going to cut into the state budget somewhat, because I'm not now I'm splitting construction costs. This will slow down the private sector, but my main goal is to basically make it impossible for the United Belgian States to, I'm trying to make it impossible for me to lose them merely through economics. So they are aligned with us. They're only doing +1-3, mostly because of hostile relations. So if we continue to improve relations... I'm not going to grant them a state. I'm not going to grant them independence. I'm going to draft a treaty. I am going to give you investment rights, which they're okay with. They don't... Because my GDP is so much bigger... Granting them investment rights is not going to hurt me. So it's very unlikely that they will be able to compete with my domestic construction sector. But in exchange, I want a company monopoly on fabric. They don't like that. They don't have any cotton plantations. Man, all mine are industrial. Yeah, we'll own this one. Mine is 50 plus 15. Yeah, sure, military access doesn't do anything. They don't like this concept. Ugh. As someone who's currently involved in contract negotiations, I gotta say, there have been few games that accurately represent what negotiating a treaty or a contract is actually like, because it's very hard to actually do, because it is an intrinsically human activity. But I gotta say, this is a pretty good attempt at it. And I gotta say that also that I appreciate that they give you the reasoning behind it, even if it's just a number. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, like, they don't like you. Like, you have bad relations. If you had better relations, they would be willing to do this deal. So we'll give you investment rights, and this would probably improve our relations, but I would ask for a money transfer. I want to, like, basically cripple their economy, but make it seem like I'm helping them. They're like, no, this sucks. Minus 15, plus 15, and then we will give you a goods transfer. Can we do goods transfer? Oh, we can't because we're the same market. Well, let's change the money transfer. Yeah, give me like 70. Oh, I can't go below 100, huh? Okay. Allows investment rights. Allows the Netherlands to be built in the Netherlands. Okay, so then just give me like, I don't know. Will you just not colonize the Congo? I can't get you to agree to anything. We'll just keep improving relations. Okay, we've increased the size of the naval base. Let's keep the economy rolling. You know, we finally unified the Gelre, which is good. But unfortunately, large numbers of Corsican people have begun migrating from the French Republic to Gelre and surrounding states. Ah, finally! After like 8 years of fighting about it, we could finally agree that children belong in school. So one of the things that this does is basically get kids out of the workforce. And that's what you want. There is no opposition to women's suffrage. There is nothing but good things coming our way. Let's give women the vote in, I want to see it's probably going to be 1880. That's my guess. Give it 3 years and we'll have the vote. Oh, it's going to be so good because I think that women voters are more likely to support multiculturalism. And the reason I say that is because I think more women are going to be part of the highest one, the trade unions, and that egalitarianism is going to fucking do it. They're anti-slavery, they're populist, they're proletarian, and they're egalitarian. Let's see. Industrial organizers increases manufacturing input, and then they also have solidarity. So double. This interest group is powerful, so all their traits have double the stuff. Oh, yeah. So I think the trade unions are going to be the ones that broach racism. Typically the groups in most games of Victoria 3 that resist it are going to be, like, it depends on each one, but it almost always is the rural folk and the petty bourgeois who are like, racism is good, actually. But we'll see, because, I don't know, it varies depending on, it's been too long, you know, it's been, in game time, it's been about 40, 50 years of play. We're approaching the halfway mark, so interest groups have been, like, radically altered from where they tend to start, so, you know, that's just the way it be. It's just the way it is, man. Alright, so let's see, we got this guy, regional company headquarters. I just love watching this, like, okay, they've been able to hold off some of the reliance here. The issue is that if our relations are no longer hostile, just give it a little while. Oh, what's going on? I can support more declared interclass in the Belgian market. Are these guys part of the Belgian market? What market are they in? Yeah, they're in the Belgian market. They're close allies of the Netherlands, but they wish to be independent. Netherlands, Kingdom, Dutch East Indies, Overlord. Viter power number 19, rank number 0. Oh, because they can't. Yeah. Unfortunately, looking at that, I'm worried that my Dutch East Indies vassal is gonna break away from my vassal at some point. Members of the philosophy department from the University of Flanders have signed a formal petition for the government funding of their next project, a scientific journal. No, this is very important and we should do it. The foundation of our philosophical studies become a new era in scrutiny of the mind, an era of rigorous research and serious experimentation, an era of scientific collaboration among our foreign colleagues, a safe haven in which all investigations pertaining to this topic can be shared. We should fund this journal. And the reason I say that is psychoanalysis is one of the major steps towards analytical philosophy. I don't need behaviorism, but this is going to make me so much better. Civilizing mission. Fuck that shit, bro. We don't need colonial. Well, I say that even though I think my vassal engages in colonialism, but I don't. Look, we're paying for the scientific journal. This is going to really help. In an obscure meeting, Florence Nightingale, and a proxy of the petty bourgeoisie, rambled at length about the positives of women's suffrage. One was cognizant enough to take minutes. Well, that's the problem with the new law. If you don't remove these other supporting laws, someone can exploit those loopholes and escape its reach. Unless you count the 2 laws about evasion without plausible doubt, then you have a crafty seal which catches those rogue actors. Yeah, these people are... There's men who who want women to vote so they can win elections. Commend them for their good work, or matters of governance are for government, not dens of sin. No, this is good. I don't want to boost the bourgeois too much, but if they're going to support women's suffrage, then we can cram it through. I will be okay with the petty bourgeois having a little bit of clout. Man, not a lot of radicals. No! Congo! Stayed in the Congo. No, that's a different Congo. Don't worry, Congo. I'm here to help you out. We have a pretty good relationship with them. Can I, like, build locally? I would like to. Oh, everything's maxed out, though. I don't know. Let's just build an iron mine for shits and giggles. Yeah, the trick here is the iron mines are going to be so good down here in Congo. I feel bad for these people. The thing that's probably saved them from getting attacked so far is that they are my friend. Mostly also England has other people to colonize right now. It's going to get bad down there, but I will not colonize the Congo. I will help them out if I can. I think I'm going to get bogged down in my relations. Oh yeah, let's see. What's the situation in the domestic... What's the domestic market? Still reliant. They're reducing their economic dependence on me. So what do they need? What do they need from me that they can't possibly deal with? Resource discovery. Okay, so we got dynamite. Hooray. Women's suffrage finally progressed. I don't know, psychoanalysis 5 years, and then analytical philosophy. Fuck yeah, man. The teapot. The teapot out in outer space. Let's do it. Let's just bum rush. Let's just bum rush analytical philosophy. Okay, so what do they need? What is the situation in the local prices? They need wood. They need fabric. Okay. So, there's a bunch of unemployed people here. Let's go ahead and build out the livestock ranches. They say that there's not enough people doing this. It's owned by farmers. I don't care if this is a loss leader. I'm just going to build it out. I'm gonna show you. Y'all people want to have livestock ranches? Fuck yeah, you can have them for sure. Why are we so low? Also, let's go to the laws. Institutions. Maximize education access. We have a public school system after all. And actually, while we're here, let's take a look. I don't really need to increase law enforcement investment. Actually, you know what? There's no reason not to. Let's just max it out. I'm sure this will be very expensive. Okay, come on. Look, I'm just building out the infrastructure necessary to dominate my vassal. We have cold relations. They are really trying to get out from under me here. So we just need to own more and more of their domestic product. They're resolving buy orders via oil. How do they have oil already? Oh, they have whaling stations, that's why. They're really relying on the glass. So we're building out glass production now. We have a lot of peasants in the Galray, too. Yeah, go ahead and build out more glass production. Oh, man, it's so weird to have so much construction. Like, I know at some point I'll adapt to the arc welders, but Arthur Spittle's arguments have been publicly defeated, forcing him to turn his gaze to more advantageous things. A faction of the trade unions have thrown their weight behind the women's suffrage law. Oh, very well. I dare say you shall be the death of me, you silver-tongued devil. Just like that. Just like that. And it's useless to fight over a river's current, so it is with wise counsel. Run a line to the papers now. Arthur Spittle and Victor Clays get champion of the people, or trade unions get puritanical conduct and united but focused efforts. Yeah, baby, let's go. Yeah. Strengthen the trade unions. They need to be. Most of the population is in a union. The development of more stable explosives has led to an uptick in demand for explosive materials. Our military and industrial sectors have entered a bidding war to secure shares of our production. Civilian applications, really? What does a civilian firm want to do with 2,000 tons of dynamite? The quartermaster general paced back and forth, clutching the dossier to his chest. If I had 2,000 tons of dynamite, I could equip an artillery corps for the year. I could fill warehouses with shells. It's regrettable, said the clerk cautiously, testing each word. A bidding frenzy has erupted over material. Our current budget would buy us a fraction of what it should. Not ideal, though the quartermaster general, but survivable. Place the order and tell me the figure. I will petition the cabinet for twice as much. Increase the explosives factory throughput. The iron mines. The military must have their cut. Let's go ahead and we will. Oh, it's difficult. Let's go ahead and do that, and then let's go to buildings because I forgot to upgrade the dynamite. So this can go to the vacuum evaporation process, which greatly increases explosives. And then munitions plants can switch to explosive shells. Now, this is going to get hella expensive very, very fast. But the reason that I'm doing this, okay, it's fully subsidized. It's part of it. But there's another reason, and that is I want to ensure that we have sufficient shells. This, I believe, makes us the number 3 producer worldwide by a pretty wide margin. And I think, let's look at the market. Yeah, they're still not crazy expensive. Iron's still dirt cheap on the Belgian market. It's really glass that's killing us. Yeah, do that. Oh, yeah. Watch the boycott. But first, what is the sitch over here? Well, wait, no. Let's do the boycott. Seeking support amongst his sympathizers, Arthur Spittle has organized a boycott against the women's suffrage law. Fuck you, dude. On the day it was to begin, there was barely any sign of it had been declared at all. Some had taken due lessons from the Third Estate. Quantity was a quality all of its own. If you have enough bodies to support whatever your cause was, nobody could stop you. Unfortunately for a few, there was a lesson they hadn't learned. People need to either like you or at least like your cause. Inform the printers about this blunder. Okay, so let's check out. He's just a reformer, but he's opposing women's suffrage. Everyone has a price for fealty. No. We're gonna hit Spittle. I don't have anybody I can help, so we got... What is this? Florence Nightingale. She's a humanitarian. She endorses all these things. It's good. We've got this lady, Catherine DeSelles, who I don't like, because she's too Catholic. She opposes, strongly opposes workers' protections and regulatory bodies. She wants commercialized agriculture and laissez-faire. I don't like this. This is market liberals. They're like, why should we have workers' rights? Workers are just part of the machine. Oh boy. Well, let's see. I think we finally stopped them. They are they're reliant, all right. I think they're gonna get back down. They're gonna claw their way back down. Oh, the infamy's gone. Oh, yeah, baby. All right. All we got to do is get relations up a little bit, and they will start caving. They have a defiant attitude. The Belgian-American Friendship Committee has requested we declare a rivalry with Spain. Spain is a known opponent of American interests. We must be as comprehensive as possible. All right? Any other approach is irresponsible. Spanish aggression is as old as the hills, which, to be fair, makes sense for us. You know, I believe Belgium was controlled by the Spanish at one point. I fear it may be as if we're using our own nation as a piece on a chessboard for the sake of a foreign power. What would you say if pressed? Circumstantial alignment will not subordinate us. In this case, American interests happen to be Belgian interests. It is as simple as that. Fine. We'll look into it. Do I care about Spain? They're wary. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and declare rivalry. Appeasement of the Anti-Spanish Association. A series of perceived poor decisions by the feminist movement has led to a notable decrease in its ability to raise money. No! I need the women to be able to vote. This is critical to woke Belgium's future. We do not wish to appear partisan. Always the same refrain. The organizer paced back and forth with his tiny office. Okay, we've seen this one before. Partisan? What does that mean? No. Perhaps we'll find alternate sources of funding. And that's fine because we need... It will de-radicalize some people. Okay, so we solved the lobby demand. Treasury bonds got activated. That's good. Lobby demand completed. Krakatoa. Let's check the journal. Is there, yeah, I can't do any of those. How do I do prime meat? How does this work? I have to be in the top 3 meat producers in the world, which I don't think I am. Let's look at Friesland. United Belgian States, Netherlands overlord. They're still reliant on us economically. Other people support their independence. Who supports their independence? Sweden! Fuck you, Sweden! I have so much extra. Let's just go ahead and improve things. Let's improve relations. I'm working hard on improving relations here. Russia retains a protective attitude. They would love to join my bloc. Alright, so, as we're engaging in weird economic warfare, let's take a look at this. Defamatory. A newspaper called the Flanders Standard. Oh man, they really missed out. They could have called it the Flanders Standards. Has printed a bigoted article about the French people living there. We can suppress the article and we can let it be released. He threw the tabloid across the table with a huff. Absolutely vile lies, a lot of it. Alas, that won't matter to those who read it. They'll gobble it up. He eyed the shocked maid's face and then righted himself. Of course they'd believe it. He hadn't given them proof to the contrary. Suppress it or yeah, fuck the French. Let's just ignore it. Can you believe it? This article says French people not only do French people are just talking walking baguettes, but they also every Frenchman, if you look him in the eye, he like just destroys your Belgian soul. I don't know. It's so weird to me, the inter-European racisms, when you've got two essentially, like, I know everybody's got a long history, but it's just like, really, guys? You're gonna be racist against the French? Ugh. Problematic. Open hearth process for steel mills. Okay. Police officers in uniform have been discovered supporting the Belgian-American Friendship Committee activity while on duty, loading public confidence in the police force. A resident of Gelray comments on members of the police force patrol that walk in pristine uniforms with a hint of arrogance at their gait, disdain trips to the onlookers' voice. These officers certainly think highly of themselves. They carry out errands for the Belgian-American Friendship Committee and accept their gifts. They ignore their duty to the people of Gelray. As long as everyone is discreet, there is no harm, or we need to restore the public's confidence, which I agree, because we have too many radicals in this population as it is. So let's check it. Should help. Come on, give me something. Yeah, there we go. Glasswork is fully employed. So let's check the economic situation. They're still reliant on us. What can we pump that they are desperate for? They're desperate for wood, actually. So let's look. Can we blow out some wood? No. No. Okay, so they are utterly dependent on us for wood, which is fine, but I don't have electricity yet. Women's suffrage was on everyone's lips in the coffee house. Afterwards, Florence Nightingale was ready to cross the intelligentsia to help pass the law, which I agree. This is when you understand, when it comes to certain types of political positions are so important, you are willing to let go of almost everything else in order to achieve that goal. I feel like feminism and the women's suffrage is worth it. Wise counsel advises against conflating the voice of the people with the voice of God. Wiser counsel calls the voice of the people mad. The wisest counsel understands that genius and madness are two sides of the same coin. It's a matter of knowing when to listen. Well, welcome her change of heart. One of three things will happen. Florence Nightingale gets ears for blind squirrels, plus 25 popularity. 45% chance of a improvement in interest group approval. A 5% chance of an exiled character with country culture diplomatic catalyst is triggered between Great Britain and United States. Florence Nightingale is exiled. This one is reducing the strength of the intelligentsia to increase the strength of the trade unions, which that's what we'll do. Florence is too useful to risk right now her getting exiled. Plus, honestly, you're a woman, right? And you're living in a society that doesn't have like any recognition of women's rights. And you come to woke Belgium and you're just like a full citizen. Why would you want to leave? it's just that would be my opinion. I don't know. My country wants to believe that I shouldn't have very many rights based simply on my orientation. So East Indies has established a colony of dust east. Okay, whatever. I don't really care about that. Oh, yeah. We're crushing this market. They aren't going to be able to outdo it. You and your forest glass. Okay, so let's check my own market. Still need to reduce the price of glass. This is fully employed, isn't it? Sure. We'll just add 4 more levels. This is the number 10 glassworks in the world. Plus 50% productivity compared to the average glassworks. Holy shit. Who owns this one? Oh, the regional company headquarters, and then the financial district. And then, of course, the government. The government owns it. Glass is still hella expensive. Yeah, they, on the other hand, retain some degree of economic... Okay, they're still reliant, so I think we've balanced out here. If we could improve relations just enough... Can I fund their lobbies? No, because we don't have good enough relations yet. Oh, hello. Suffrage rally. Fuck yeah, dude. Rallies in support of women's suffrage law have been taking place around the country, but some of them have been turning violent. Of course, 95% of the protesters are peaceful, but all it takes is one radical element to set off before you know it. The whole mob is whipped up into a frenzy. I'm gonna point out here, just hear me out. Women have endured a lot of violence at the hands of men. Not gonna be too hard on the women's suffrage rally that turns violent. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Scale back the rallies, or we will risk a little violence. Plus 20% political movement pop attraction. Ooh, 66% chance of increasing. Yeah, it worked! Fuck yeah. Everybody's like, quick, give these women the vote or they're gonna kill you in the street like a dog. Sorry, it's like so funny to me when people oppose giving women the vote as though somehow that's a moral and principled stance or there's any downside to it other than maybe your anti-feminist cause will not be so good. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go. Everybody loves hearing a white guy talk about how much he respects women. That's the key to being a male feminist, right? Certainly not like being willing to like do things that might put you in danger to protect women's lives. That's large numbers of Armenian people have begun migrating from the Ottoman Empire. Fuck yeah. Treaty of Amity and Commerce has been united. Oh, man. Tuscany. Come on. Is that Piedmont? Tuscany, my guy. Oh. Italy. Italy has united under... Oh, you know why? You know why it dissolved? Because they've successfully united Italy except for Modena. And this part here, the Tyrol, Lombardy. So these are all part of Italy right now, currently controlled by Austria. Oh, goodness. Northern Transylvania. Can you believe that Transylvania is a real place and not just made up for the book? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Give me the glass. Reduce the cost of glass in this town. All right, so now's the time to go to the steel mills and really kick this shit into high gear. Fuck yeah, dude. Steel is now the cheapest thing. Iron is now absurdly expensive. And honestly, I think this is working out too good. Because the money keeps growing. Oh, is this going to affect things over here? Oh, yeah. Let it matriculate into the system, baby. Okay, so we need to increase iron production significantly. Where are the iron mines? These are the best iron mines in the world. Let's go ahead and use dynamite. Well, honestly, we don't really need to use it. They're highly profitable. Well, you know, let's see. Can we use... Now, we're using the condensing engine pump. This is the greatest iron mines in the world. This is going to impact things a little bit. Okay, so we were number one, but the productivity dropped. But what are the things we could do? Oh, shit. There we go. Game saving. I dropped that productivity because I wanted to reduce the price of iron in the market. The only problem is engines. Oh, goodness gracious me. Number one motor industries in the world. Let's go ahead and build out 2 more of these, I think. Actually, no, let's just do 3. It's like weird to think that like, oh yeah, this one spot is the best one on the map in terms of productivity. Okay, well now we're in the positive even while building, which means we might have to lower taxes again. Grassroots support for the law. The political will and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. Not true. But for whatever reason, support for women's suffrage has spread like wildfire across the United Belgian states. Maybe because half the population is women. Spurred by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? With their support was never a prerequisite for success, but it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. The feminist movement gets a lot, but it improves the bourgeois or increase the number of loyalists. Oh, yeah, baby! What are we looking at here? Yeah. There's about 200,000 people that aren't happy with the government and would be willing to overthrow it, and almost all of them are in conquered territory. Oof. Oofa doofa. So I just own this, but there's no... This is really unproductive. Yeah, they like don't have anybody taking these jobs. If I could subsidize it, I'd get it over the hump, but we just got to get over the hump. I can't dictate to my vassal what their production policy should be. I can't remember if you could do that if you, like, turn them into a puppet government. Okay, so we expanded their trade center. Fabric is expensive. The use of extreme force is becoming increasingly common among police officers in Wallonia. The working class and the socially conscious are rallying against the police as an institution. Keep in mind, we only created the police like a generation ago. Scarcely a week passes without their committing some offense which disgusts everybody but the magistrates. Boys are bruised by their ferocity, women insulted by their ruffianism, and that which brutality was done, perjury denies, and magisterial stupidity suffers to go unpunished. Police brutality is becoming one of our most venerated institutions. We cannot tolerate this behavior. I agree. Is not appropriate. And the reason that I accepted that is I would rather delay implementation of more police than have to deal with that shit. I want the police, which are nationally trained. Like, I want them to be part of this society. I just don't want them beating the shit out of people. All right, infamy generation from unrecognized powers, max colonial affairs, me and my civilizing mission. Okay. Keep building factories. At some point, people will start working. Yeah, there we go. Now there's money. We now have women's suffrage. Deeds, not words, baby. Yes, the birth rate decreased. Irrelevant. We have mass immigration now, so the population will continue to grow. All right, workforce ratio plus 15%. Dependents are now enfranchised. Okay, so we're going to need a new election, but let's go ahead and look at the laws. We have mass conscription. That's not going to change anytime soon. No migration controls. Well, we have universal suffrage, and we have women's suffrage. The next frontier is going to be multiculturalism. That's going to be our last big hurdle for egalitarian society. And so now I just gotta wait. We will use that political will for something else. And our standard of living continues to grow. We have the best in the world. Best standard of living in the world. Oh, fuck yeah. As they say, do not, my friends, become addicted to money. But, oh, what money we do have. Intensive wool production. Could, build out some meat. Hold up. I assume there's not enough people here, but you know what? We'll do it. and we'll privatize it. How we doing there, Amsterdam? How you feeling? It's 1880 we gave women the vote. So keep in mind, this is like 30 years before the US did it in actual history. Yeah, their liberty desire is decreased. No, it's gone up, actually. Still reliant. It's the political cloud of interest groups in the government. They have supported dependents. If we could just improve our relations, continue to improve the relations, and control their economy. New parties founded in our country, the Radical Party. I'm so confused. Like, this is just fucking confusing. There's so many political parties. And technically, I don't... While these guys are proletarian, I don't think they're communists. So, like... I think we just have a democratic socialist party. Which is boring as hell. Oh, yeah. Man, everybody... They only got 12 peasants there. Everybody's employed. Everybody's gainfully employed here. Yeah, we'll just reduce the number. That was a waste of my time. See, the problem is like, if I subsidized it, if it was mine, I would be able to get it to a staffing level that then would become self-sustaining. Jeremy Jones? Oh, who could forget Jeremy Jones? He's an agitator, but he's radical. He's not a communist, so we don't need that. Whistle Stop Tour. Victor Clays intends to travel across Flanders by train to campaign for the Belgian Workers' Party. All I intend to do is present myself to the people. I'm just a simple man trying to get our party's message out by the best means available. Campaigning by rail is a smart role. Or, the fate of the nation depends on the train running on time. Fuck yeah, dude. What are we looking at for the motor industry? Oh, yeah. Keep the price of motors low, baby. Still too much fucking glass. Not enough fucking glass. There, just keep building out the glass works, I guess. I'm okay with, like, selling off chunks of it. I don't want to have, like, a giant state apparatus. I don't want the state to be running every part of the economy because it's exhausting. I haven't done a command economy. You can do it, particularly if you do the Soviet Union route. You can do it, but it's hard. Running a command economy requires such a thorough understanding of the game, and the private economy, while it doesn't always make the best decisions, tends to plug holes in the economy pretty good. Arthur Spittle has begun a campaign emphasizing the Belgian Workers' Party is pro-franchise platform, promising greatly expanding voting rights for all segments of society the party is elected. My esteemed colleagues, what do we have to fear from an empowered people? Can you say you embrace the people looking upon what you have done and being as proud as you are? Yeah, okay, form an electoral coalition with other pro-franchise candidates, or... Only the Belgian Workers' Party truly serves the people. Yes, let's go ahead and do this one. Because, although Arthur Spittle opposed feminism and opposed increasing the franchise, I think that in order to get movement on multiculturalism, it is going to take a rainbow coalition. Army defense. We have hand-cranked machine guns. Oh, come on. We're so close to psychoanalysis. Where's our biggest, strongest university? You know, the issue here. Not enough fucking people. That's our problem. All right, expand the university. Wait, 3,000. And we got set. Yeah, this should be fine. I don't want to expand it too far because then I won't have the population. In collaboration with the Radical Party, Catherine de Sales has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. Oh, Catherine. The interior of the carriage held a pleasant supplies, a crate of several thousand pamphlets printed on industrial scale, each with instructions on the voting process and cheaply copied logo of the Radical Party. They made a hefty weight, and she hoped would turn out equally sized benefits. These connections can be used later. What is the Radical Party? They reformed it because it was like the Liberal Party before. What is the party's actual platform? Radical Party, supported by the petty bourgeois. They're all part of the Anti-Spanish Association. They're feminist, they're reactionary, they're meritocratic, and they are patriotic. So we might actually be able to use this momentum to pivot a little bit and move towards integrating. See, now we're down to 0. So we just have poor relations. So give it like another 6 months, and I think we will start reducing their liberty desire. At which point we will turn them into a puppet government, and then hopefully in a couple of years be able to annex them. At which point, basically we will have united the Low Countries under a single banner, and that would be the Belgian United States. It would be called the game will call it the United Netherlands automatically. Supporters of the Liberal Party have gone. I love the idea of radical, violent liberals. I wish we saw more of this. We don't. Supporters of the Liberal Party have gone beyond simply campaigning for their own party, harassing and sometimes physically attacking opposing partisans. This is the intelligentsia. Keep in mind, this is like students. I'm simple party man, that's all. I know who I like and I know who I don't like. I don't want my people to... I know I want my people to win, and their people to lose. Let's see, we could reduce the Liberal Party's momentum, let them continue unmolested. Why should they limit who they target? No. I would say we should stop the Liberal Party. Sorry, guys. This is inappropriate. Plus, honestly, I don't think the Liberal Party is going to do that good. They're already at the bottom. This isn't really going to impact them in any meaningful way. I think we're going to have a split government this time between the Workers' Party and the Radical Party, which is good because the Radicals probably won't fuck with the economic reforms too much. The advocacy of Florence Nightingale has led the Liberal Party gaining greater electoral popularity among women who have rushed to exercise their newfound voting rights. As we come marching in the beauty of the day, 1,000,000 darkened kitchens, 1,000 mill lofts gray, are touched with all the radiance that sudden sun discloses, for the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we come marching, we battle too for men, for they are women's children, and we will mother them again. Our days shall not be sweated from birth until life closes. Hearts starve as well as bodies. Give us bread, but give us roses. Now, it's important to note that, like, shit. God, it just, so many good things out of that women's suffrage movement. Oh, my goodness. And for those of you who are queer and watching this far, you need to understand that our liberation is closely tied to women's lib. Like, without the feminist movement, it would still be a crime in many places to just be gay. And it is still a crime in many places to be gay. But at least in my country and in many countries, you can exist in the world, and that's largely because of the work of the feminist movement. So it's really important. The rising of women. Fuck yeah. Strengthen Belgian democracy. I need you to really shake the foundations of Middle Earth here. Let's go. Explosives are getting expensive on the Belgian market, which means paper's going to get expensive on the Belgian market here once I up the explosives factory. Hey, explosives factory. Lee Wilson and Co. Where's the explosives factory? That's the munitions factory, which is a loss leader, admittedly. Where is the explosions? I think it's here. Yeah. Let's see. Still pretty expensive. It's not that expensive. The issue is we're stuck with this number of peasants. We're not going to be able to increase it. Hate to say it. This is the only place where we can increase the number of people. And that's fine. Trying to get people to move here. Congo is calling in the obligation we owe them by requesting our commander, Joseph von Havelblick. He's fucking old as... How old is this guy? Oh, he's only 68, which in 1880 is basically being Methuselah. A small price for what they did to earn it. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go to the military. Let's check and make sure. 11 out of 60, 49 out of... It's the Navy, isn't it? No, we're good. Yeah, if anything, that's... Yeah, that actually helped immensely. I have so much extra everything. It's crazy. Let's look at ongoing diplomatic actions. Where are we at? We still have poor relations with the Netherlands, but at least we're improving. The Dutch East Indies are neutral towards us. They're like, yeah, okay. They have a defiant attitude. You'll get over it. +0. Fuck yeah, dude. Here it comes. I'm not going to grant a state. I would like to draft a treaty. So the Belgian Workers' Party won the election with 51.7% of the vote, which is a smaller margin than last time. The Radical Party, which is new, got 30% of the vote. So it's basically a shift. I think the Liberal Party is going to fucking bite it. So let's go ahead and adjust the government. Give me 100% legitimacy. It is a righteous government. Let's look at the laws. We can only go backwards. I'm not going to do an ethno-state or national supremacy. We have guaranteed liberties. I don't want a corporate state. We don't want to reenact monarchy. Don't need to mess with protected speech. No migration controls, wage subsidies, old age pension. Let's go, baby. This is really, really important. So this is sort of what exists in the United States, at least by 1940, which is the concept of Social Security. But basically, it's retirement security. Gold has been depleted in North Borneo. The state region can now support fewer gold fields. That's fine. I don't really care about Borneo. Oh, I guess I should care about Borneo because it is... Sulu, North Borneo, Dutch East Indies, North Borneo. That's right. I'm technically, like, involved intimately over here, but I'm not because I don't care for it. Also, just FYI, because I have played this on Linux, and I've mentioned this before, but I gotta say, I never used KDE Plasma that much before. I'm on Arch on this one, and I'm using it. I like the fact that if you shake the mouse, it makes it really big and easy to see so you can find it. I'm sure it gets annoying to some people, but I think it's really cool. Hooray, the university has been expanded. There are almost no peasants. Oh, goodness gracious me. Reduce the number by 1. Oh, man, the steel mills. Glass is still, like, critically shortaged. Oh, man, but what's your... They're trying to break free. They're trying so hard. Oh. See, the problem is once relations improve enough, I can start funding lobbies. And then once I start funding lobbies, that's it. I'm going to do the Belgian-Dutch Friendship Coalition. Dutch people in Flanders are being blocked from entering certain businesses by some local Wallonian people. Fuck you. Everyone must be allowed. Old veterans have spoken out in favor of old age pension, rallying many in the armed forces to support the reform. I cannot... Yeah, baby, let's do it. I cannot emphasize enough how much the brutality of war on the human mind comes down to uncertainty. Uncertainty about when the enemy will attack. Uncertainty about where you will wake up days from now. And uncertainty about if you will wake up days from now. And about how, who will still be with you if you do. Many feel uncertain about what will happen to them if they die. All we ask is relief of having some certainty of what will happen to us if we live. And this is great. I love it. All workers serve the country in their own way. And this is the key. Take note, people who want to organize folks in the army for, say, more leftist causes. Soldiers got to deal with a lot of shit. And they're not necessarily a naturally conservative force, as we've seen throughout history. Populist base of the rural folk has turned against the supporting foreign entanglements. Pressure from within has led the group to distance themselves from the anti-British League. Belgium needs first. The people say no to foreign entanglements and no to foreign treaties. Prosperity at home or chaos abroad? No foreign powers could successfully attack a fortified United Belgium states. It was a mistake to rely on them. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. I'm not like, I don't know where the rural folk are at. Let's take a look at their movement. Where are the rural folk at? They're not. They are marginalized, so it doesn't really matter what they do. They only have 2.2% clout. Ah, they're ethno-nationalists. That's a problem. Who we got? My biggest issue right now is like these guys are individuals. We need to see a shakeup in. I think the Catholic Party could split apart if we could change the military ideology of this guy. Victor Clays is really, really good and beloved, but he's gonna die soon. So it's not gonna go too well. Let's see what the decrees. We have greener gas in the Gelray, greener gas in Flanders, greener glass. Okay, so we need that. So let's go ahead and encourage. One of these has got to encourage the manufacturing industry. Where is? Yeah, it's this one. Let's encourage the manufacturing industry. Reduce the price of fucking glass in the Belgian market. We have too much money. Oh God. We are at minimum taxation levels. Oh God. I might have to build out the military. The military is a dumping ground for all my extra money so we don't devalue the currency. I have a bunch of unrealized taxes, and it's still... Oh, God. Oh, no. Why would I agree to, like, we get trade privileges? Like... We'll do a two-way street. I'll do a doubly double, but you got a 75% chance. I wouldn't mind being part of your... Why do they not like that? That's fine. Sure, 75% chance of acceptance. There we go. See, a fair treaty where we're two equal allies is really good and strong. Draft treaty. I will accept your power block embassy. Why do you not want this? But we have such good relations. Ah, whatever. They're my ally, right? I can't remember what all I've done. Puppet, fund lobbies, support regime, truces, owed obligations. Oh, I owe them an obligation. We do not have... Oh, wow. The friendship treaty with the Netherlands is a thing. So we don't have an alliance with them anymore. I wouldn't mind being an ally. Why would you not want me to have your embassy? I don't understand. I will guarantee your independence. No, let's not do that. I don't want to get involved in that. Let's just say that we, in principle, agree to universal investment rights. No, I don't need an obligation. They'll accept this treaty. I know they're wary of me, but, like... I don't know. We're trading. It's, like, super weird if you look at a map, because, like, it doesn't feel like this section of country should be as powerful as it is. And then you look at the agricultural potential, and it's like, holy shit. Why are they building a railway where there's nobody to work it? Okay, we have 10k of peasants in Flanders. This is good. This is good, because we can build out... Oofa doofa. Number one. Wait, we have the #1 motor industry in the world and the #3 motor industry in the world. What? I gotta know, are we the world's biggest? We're the number 5 producer of motors. And we're not even close to the Germans. Damn. Electricity is very expensive. Can I build out electricity? I haven't discovered electricity. Our top minds are working on, what was it? Psychoanalysis and then analytical philosophy. We're not that far away from psychoanalysis. Okay, but this means we can build up here and reduce the cost of glass once again. So each level... Well, how much does each level employ? It's about 8,000 people per level, and there are only 6,000, so I can only increase this effectively by 1 level. I need to find a way to reduce the amount of labor. I need to get automatic bottle blowers. Oh dear. Oh dear. I need to reduce the... Yeah, you can see, like, the economy is booming too much. We may have to build out the military massively in order to make this happen, but I don't have the population to do it. Old age pension has successfully progressed to the study phase. Law enforcement's at 4. Wow, the number of radicals has reduced significantly, and they're pretty much all here. Let's actually look at the radical situation. Almost all of them are radicals by interest group. Most of them are politically unaligned. I guarantee you in terms of population. Yeah, the overwhelming majority of radicals are Dutch laborers. Who have a standard of living better than the overwhelming majority of the entire Earth. I'm just like... It's like, oh, I'm just mad the Catholics aren't in charge. It's just like, okay, dude. It's like, I have so many rights. I can say whatever I want and do most of the things I want to do, and I'm not bound by... Ooh, what's going on? Excuse me, what are you doing, my dumb vassal? I would totally side with Ashanti and be like, yo, bro, fuck my vassal. Don't fucks with it. I don't want to embargo you. Whatever, spend all your goddamn money on this stupid war. They're defiant, but they're starting to lose. Our relations are poor, but it's only getting better. Ashanti back down. Large numbers of, let's see. Large number of Polish people have begun migrating from Krakow to... Oh no, now we're getting all the Polish people. Oh no. Make some jokes about Poles, but to be honest, as an American, I don't know if that's a good thing for me to do. And certainly not as someone who's mostly German. Oh, let's see. Treaty of Peace, Amity, and Commerce between the Kaiser of German Empire and the United Belgium States. What are you proposing? Mutual trade privileges? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah, like, I have no problems with Germany, honestly. Like, they're obviously, like, conquering everybody, but we have pretty positive relations with them. So we have mutual investment via the Strasbourg Convention. This afternoon, Victor Clays, leader of the trade unions, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of old age pension, making an appearance before the public in Brussels' main square. Victor Clays' powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts from the speech are already being circulated across the United Belgian States, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly, or this improves everything. Yeah, let's do it. Like, we're going to pass. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Alright, so we're improving relations. We have Stockholm Protocol. Honestly, that's going to be the thing that makes it work. Let's draft a treaty. So you will give us military access, and in exchange, we will give you military access. Still not good enough. Whatever. Still at -0. They are still very reliant on us. If only people weren't supporting their business. Okay, their liberty desire is high, so they're going to start having rate scaling issues. And as our relations improve, it's only going to get better. The number of building levels that can confer economy is scale effects. Sweet. Rotating teams of laborers. So now we have shift work. I don't know if I'll actually employ analytical philosophy here. Is there something I can build that's like really, really difficult to build? Let's see, glass and wheat. Wheat is still crazy expensive. Let's go to overview. No, population. Insignificant number of unemployed. 2,000. 9,000. There we go. Okay, so let's build out the glassworks some more. It's about, what, 8,000 per level. So let's go ahead and add another level. That's the problem is, like, we've got these just giant fucking things going on. Can we urbanize? Or no, we already achieved it. The Metropolitan Police. Yeah, we'll get the Metropolitan Police. Niger River Expedition. Fuck yeah. Despite many attempts to navigate it, the full course of this river, the Niger River, remains a mystery. Shall we send an expedition and attempt to plot the course of the river? Members of the trade societies expressed their interest in promoting a new Africa policy based on increased commerce and the divulgation of Belgian values on the land. They have emphasized the necessity of plotting the Niger River for its use as a commercial avenue and a proposed expedition for the cause. All right, so, whoa, this is going to fix my economy in no time. Admiral Olivier de Lucier, General, well, probably should be an admiral. A group of strong candidates have expressed their interest in leading the expedition. However, it is not a decision we should take lightly. The first to arrive was a well-dressed, fresh-faced, almost young gentleman whose keenness was to impress was only matched by his willingness to oblige. His smile, as wide as one can imagine, was fashionably put together. If I may, he politely said, presenting his credentials. Probably should pick someone who isn't in their 60s, which is all of them. Fuck. This guy's a jingoist. Yeah, you know what? General, go. Send this 60 fucking year old man down the river. I'm not saying old people couldn't do this, but it's like the 1800s. Like, they're all gonna get malaria and die. Got a harvest condition going on. Okay, so wheat and groceries are now expensive. Alright, so let's go to wheat farms. Show me domestic only. Do 1 level in Flanders, and then rye. 2 levels in Gelre. And then groceries. You know what? Yeah. Let's do that. There we go. I don't like spreading it around. Like, you should concentrate on putting everybody in a building, but right now, I just gotta go where the people are. Alright, we reduced the workforce ratio, plus 100% welfare payments, increased food security, dependents income, dependent enfranchisement. Okay. Plus 2 max social security and 2 student investment. All POPs United Belgian states will immediately reconsider their interest group support. This is good. Still don't believe strongly enough. Only the intelligentsia support it. The Huh. The trade unions are neutral. I like having a righteous government, though. If only there was the possibility of a council republic, but we haven't invented socialism. Honestly, we probably should consider inventing socialism. We'll do it right after psychoanalysis, actually, instead of analytical philosophy. Wait, no, we invented socialism, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. No, we did not. Wow. Okay. Man, that's like later in the tech tree than I thought it would be for some reason. You know, the rule of thumb with these, right, is the tech tree should... Ooh, pollinator surge in Wallonia. Increased plantations input. Increased fruit output. Minus 89.9. We have a bunch of unrealized taxes. Alright. Unfortunately, we are going to have to balance the budget soon. Expedition embarks. After a few weeks of preparation to travel the expedition to plot the course of the Nile River led by Francois Lardonnais, I don't know, has arrived at the starting point. The tide was low, so early in the morning our steamboat slowed its pace for the first glimpses of vegetation carbuncled along the port buildings like modest emeralds. The salt-filled air was gently replaced by grains of paradise, anise seeds, cloves. On one of the roofs, a young girl dried her laundry. Onward! This is how I'm balancing the budget. Rubber's been discovered in West Borneo. Oh my god! This means the Belgian market now has rubber. Did we literally just have expedition member drowns like instantaneously? In the night, a member of the expedition fell off the boat. We could spend some time looking for them, or we could move on. The screams came first, then the drowning, and that long succulent stain on the water. Red as strawberry syrup for the last moments of dawn, when the horizon is clear and the clouds look like worn-out bandages. I'm not a very good swimmer, you know. He had looked over the river with a crooked smile days ago. Good, it's almost over. Tell them to push on, or get minor peril. Let's do peril in progress. Oh, no. Honestly, I don't care if this passes or fails. I just need to reduce the money so we don't devalue our currency. And now, if you've played this game enough and you've gotten to the point where your economy and your budget is well balanced and you're constantly fighting with making too much money, yeah, it's very easy to make too much money. Insufficient construction for investment pool, which is fucking insane because we have 300 construction. Oh my god. Honestly, it may be time to increase the construction pool somewhat. Yeah, Wallonia's got it all. And this is actually the time to look at this. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, now I've got so much construction, it's like, yeah, I don't know, build that shit out, and it's fine, but... Plus 90. Most of this... Additional expenses. Yeah, that would be from... That would be from the expedition. As the expedition encounters a group of suspicious traders, one of the men claims to be a Costa Rican ambassador kidnapped by these mercenaries. Their hands were stained with the color of earth grass and rusty blood. Their faces smiled when they saw us, and I looked at my men with a severe expression. No man smiles this deep in the jungle. You don't know that. People live in the jungle and presumably smile occasionally. One of them approached us, spoke in a foreign language that one of our younger boys could recognize. They're merchants, he said. They want to know if we want to sell anything. Explorers, another voice shouted. Of course, desperate. These men kidnapped me months ago. Thieves, mercenaries, and criminals. I'm the Costa Rican ambassador. Free me from this treacherous fate. No. How do we know he's not lying? Sorry, bro. When reaching one of the enclaves, a letter was waiting for Francois Lardonnais, starting with his stating that his fiancée back in the United Belgian States has married another man. Oh, how sorrowful the heart and heavy the mind. This traitor has bewitched my intelligence and poisoned my soul. Oh, how miserable, how desperate. Dude, you're 60. Come on, like, you're not gonna fall for this shit. If the gods of fate are fair and just, they will let this despicable woman, her well-deserved end. He'll find another one. Or, let the man mourn. Oh, shit! Well, I think the expedition's gonna fail. Oh. Alright, come on. Give me some of that them government goods. Do we have enough? Okay, we do have enough construction for the pool now. Okay. I think we're now at minus 10. Okay. So the reason that we now have minus 10k is because we are not engaging in any taxation of stuff. So let's go ahead and tax services. And we'll ditch the service tax when things start looking bad. So much fucking construction. Law enforcement is increased to level 5. Metropolitan police. The dedicated police force have solved a series of high-profile murders in Brussels thanks to our investment in their institution. Public confidence in the police is at an all-time high. Brussels by gaslight can be a treacherous place. The papers would have you believe that danger lurks around every corner. But all of this is set to change. With a peeler patrolman on every street, our citizens will be able to stride confidently in the knowledge that they are protected from the criminal element. Peelers? As in Robert Peel? As in London? That's probably where they took that. Anyway, medals for all our brave bobbies or Brussels' finest are on the case. Let's reduce the number of radicals from political movements. Yeah, we went from 100,000 to 10,000. 5 million loyalists. 1 million friends wait for us on Marcus 12. Ha ha! They're fucking crashing and burning too. Oh yeah, give it about 5 years, and I think this will be ours. Yeah, they're dropping their liberty desires now. So the reason is mostly because our relations are no longer like heavily strained. So because we're neutral, and I also have money coming in. Oh, dysentery on the expedition. Hold up. But first, before we do that, let's start funding lobbies. Yeah, baby. So, funding lobbies is if you have a vassal, or quite frankly are using a power block or whatever, which I haven't created one because I don't really think I need it in this playthrough. What you could do is you can manipulate and make them friendly to you by just funding people who say that they're friendly to you. So if we do this, it would cost a lot of money. The budget would still be growing, which is fucking insane. So increase interest group desire to join political lobbies who are friendly towards us, decreases interest group desire to join political lobbies who are hostile towards us, increases interest group desire to join political lobbies who are hostile towards our rivals. So, do it. So now we're funding lobbies. And after a few, I would say probably after about a year or so, this will result in is government groups that have clout will probably start to become pro-Belgium. The latest report from the expedition is that several of the crew have come down with a case of dysentery. One member has even died. We could barely make any progress with half the expedition We can barely make any progress with half the expedition in and out of the bushes every quarter hour. We ought to leave them and continue. Leave them? Our only Batman, Farrier, Navigator... Batman? Tailor and Cobbler, 2 riflemen and 3 oarsmen left behind? And what do you plan to brew... How do you plan to brew your tea when you dare not touch water? Your point is well seen. Let them push on, or this will reduce the current peril of the expedition. The expedition is slightly delayed, which is what we need, because there's too much peril. If we can get it, it'll give us a lot of prestige, and we'll move out at 8. We're a great power, apparently. Pretty great power. Oh, the economy continues to grow. Like, if we look at our GDP, it's just like a straight line up. All right. Theories of personal and mental development provide the framework for broader theories of social behavior, which can be used to help understand the collective instincts and thoughts of the population. So we invented psychohistory, basically. All right. What's next on the docket? Socialism. We will have it in 30 months. And this is good because with the development of socialism, the Dutch East Indies are cordial. Gabrielle. Well, can we bring anybody in? Yeah, we got an open spot. Join the labor movement. Gabrielle Gondra. Compulsory property. He's neutral towards women's suffrage. He endorses cultural exclusion. Is there anybody who is pro... This guy wants state atheism. And he endorses a council republic. That's pretty good. This guy... State atheism, collectivized agriculture, cooperative ownership, council republic, and workers' protections. Fuck yeah, get that guy in the intelligentsia. Okay, what's the situation with laws? Still not there yet. Once we invent socialism, we can go into... we really want cooperative ownership. There's good things and bad things about this. It reduces the private construction allocation, but since I'm spending most of my time not using the state construction, it should be fine. I don't care about more declared interests right now. We really need to reduce the amount of glass turnover. I just didn't realize how critical glass would be to everything. This is probably my first playthrough where I've actually struggled to maintain glass. What's the population? Insignificant. Insignificant unemployed people, insignificant unemployed people. 7,000 presents. Okay. Peasants, not presents. Oh, but we're building out a bunch of shit, so I can't do anything with it. I guess let the free market decide. Kidnapped! Word arrives from the expedition that several of the members, including Francois, have been kidnapped by a local king who is demanding ransom. A light in the night rarely is a good sign. The medieval imagination that made those people speak of will-o'-the-wisps, ignis fatuus, dangerous creatures leading them to death, wasn't mistaken. The torch became a lantern, and the lantern became a man. The man became a dozen, and soon after they were holding us captives. Look, we're woke Belgium. We're not here to colonize. We just want to see where the river starts. Look, we're good. We're tight with the Congo, man. We didn't even colonize them. Look, my vassal is a colonizer, and we're trying to stop him. We really are. The metal of their guns also shined in the night. We couldn't oppose them, not under those conditions. We would get increased expenses or... Okay, let's just wait 3 days. I'm not paying that extra money, even though the economy is booming. The expense is just fucking insane. Kidnap crew escapes. Despite not paying their ransom, a few members of the expedition had managed to secure their freedom. However, many more of the crew were left behind. We waited in the cold cells of wet stone. They fed us without saying a word, then left before we could even try to bribe them. When our darkest hours came, they started a fight. One of our men said they were arguing about the night shift and money. When the door opened again, we finally made our escape. Unfortunate. Oh, expedition over. After not receiving any reports for many months, it had become clear that your expedition to find the source of the Niger River has failed, and Francois learned has been lost along with it. I think that deep down we all knew this was coming. Even now, just getting to the mouth of the river. Just a few more days, we tell ourselves we keep going. At first, some men commented on the ration food. They've stopped talking about it now. We've lost the river. Just a few more days. Blast! Failed expedition for 5 years. Fuck that shit. Oh no! It reduced our status. Austria's better than us. The Great Qing are better than me, but they only get 14 because they aren't recognized. I recognize them. Can I just, like, do a treaty with them? I offer embassy. Hell yeah, baby. Did that help? Unrecognized major power. We can't do a corporate state. We can't do racial segregation. It's just, God. I want to end racial segregation. I really do. 7,000. Let's see. Where are we at on diplomacy? Starting to decrease. It's going to start really going down. Because political lobbies in opposition are going to start flipping. Let's check the domestic. So they've got the landowners and the petty bourgeois have formed an alliance. The Dutch League. They have a -8 appeasement, but includes the bourgeois. Interesting. So if I can get the bourgeois to flip over, we should be fine. Alright, what do we got? Despite not enjoying full rights under Belgian law, some wealthier Lithuanian people have begun moving into neighborhoods frequenting establishments they would normally be excluded from. If we want our children to have a future, this is where we should raise them, he said. I want them to live somewhere safe. She crossed her arms. Have you seen the looks we get? When people talk about safe, they don't mean safe for us. They may mean safe from us. We need some new regulations to keep the peace. Or they have fairly earned the right to their success, which is going to piss off the bourgeois, but whatever. All right, so now we've got some folks. 8K. I can do a single level of glassworks. Or no, not here. You know what we need to do? What? They're still... These ones are looking for folks. Subsidize these wheat farms. Subsidize. Should probably... What if we did fruit? Yeah, do fruit. We need fruit production anyway. Yeah, we got to reduce the price of wheat and food in this country. Lobbyist lectures in Brussels. A man employed by a powerful member of the anti-British League is delivering lectures and pamphlets addressed targeted constituencies in Brussels. This is free speech. We've already seen this dialogue, so... Let's increase the political strength of the intelligentsia, because they're the only ones interested in ending racial segregation. Do the use of simple electric impulses. Sweet, so we have the telegraph. 1880s. I'm sure the telegraph existed before that, but it's getting close. Come on. Let's see what we got here. So these guys are all going down. Come on, man. Like, is everybody just, like, leaving? Like, what's the population? Population is decreasing. Oh, mostly from people migrating elsewhere. Where are they migrating to? Oh, their standard of living is pretty good. I don't understand why so many are leaving. I think their economy is just not that exciting. I think their economy is, like, anemic. Right? What's their GDP situation? Oh, their economy, yeah, when they lost... So, I like how I started to point at the screen like an idiot. So this is when we took one of their provinces, so that makes sense. I don't know what this situation is, though. That doesn't make sense to me. So we have the #7 literacy rate in the world, and it's finally starting to grow again because of compulsory primary school to get those dependents. Get those little babies. Okay, the economy's going up and down. But where are we at on this? -8 per week. Sweet. They're becoming increasingly reliant. The government bodies, political lobbies are pretty universally still aligned against unifying the two countries. But we will reduce them. Can I reduce subject payments? What is unavailable? I don't know if I can do that. But let's see. The diplomatic actions. We continue to improve relations. Could reduce autonomy, but it won't. It'll generate a lot of infamy, which we don't need. All Alright, so in a few weeks, Belgium will be... Every 13 days. Yeah, so what we'll do is, as these relations improve, we should see a general flip over here, and we could reduce them to puppet status. The issue, of course, being once we puppetize them, I don't know how that's going to impact them. Let's check the journal. Yeah, let's do it again. Let's, like, hire a hot young general. Trade unions officer, charismatic. And actually, let's hire another one. What's your politics? This guy's a Democrat. This guy's an ethno-nationalist. This guy's a Democrat. Let's do that. Alright, let's try this again, even though this really hurt our prestige. Despite many attempts to navigate it, the full course of the river remains a mystery. Let's go ahead and send this guy 45, 37, or 72. Let's send this guy. Yeah, there we go. Except now, of course, the money is such that I will continue to make money despite the fact that I'm spending like 10,000 livres a month on or a week on this expedition. Come on, I just want to see what's at the top. Hey, Congo, how you doing? What's our diplomatic relations like? I think I built that iron mine. Oh. Yeah. I built that iron mine and it's producing all of your fucking iron, so that's cool, I guess. Sure, yeah. Imagine, like... Okay, you're the Congo, right? And then Belgium just, like, rolls up and they're like, hey, we're not here to colonize you, but we would really like to buy rubber, and we will pay money for rubber. We don't want to go into your mosquito-infested malaria place. We just really, really, really want rubber. Please give us rubber. The promise of it. Denmark. After a few weeks of penetration by travel, the expedition will plot the course of the River Niger, led by Wilhelm von Boyschot. Has arrived at its starting point. The tide was low. Our steamboat slowed its pace. Okay, so is this where the Niger River is? People from the western part of Africa who watch this, which there is at least one of you. Where's the Niger River Delta? Is it here? Is it up there? I don't know where it is. I don't know this part that much. And it doesn't help that, like, this is a colonial map of, like, the 19th century, and it's all just kind of, like, all just fucking all over the place. Oh, my God. Is it also called the Niger River, or is it called something different by the people who live there? I don't know. I did see a really great post with this guy who was from, I believe, like, Gambia or something, and he was vacationing in London, and he's, like, just taking a picture off the London Bridge, and he's like, I don't know what the natives call it, but they probably call it something stupid, like St. Ivan or whatever river. I'm going to give it a proper name. I'm going to call it Gulu River. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, you call it Gulu River. Actually, given the way that British names things, I'm surprised the Thames isn't called, like, buckwheat on Tweethel or whatever. Yeah, build those iron mines in the Congo. Among us, one of the expedition members have been caught stealing more provisions than needed under the excuse that he's ill and needs more food. Rations have started to run low, and rumors of mistrust are spreading among the group. One of the men accused the other one of stealing bread and beans, sneaking out in the middle of the night. Sir, he cried, his face yellow and slender. I need the food. My body was starting to falter, and I couldn't follow the rhythm of long marches into the jungle. However, many were the men who were suspiciously doubting his words. We need every single man, or theft is of no use to us. We need every single man. What we gotta do is get to about here on the green, and then just whoop. Trouble is we have to actually get there. Hey, Netherlands. What do we got? Where are we at? Still going down. It's increasing. They're reducing their economic dependence on us. Oh, you know why? Because groceries are too expensive in this market. And so they are trying to fill that hole. So what we got to do is do domestic production. We need to increase the amount of groceries. So let's see. We got not enough peasants to deal with this shit. So we'll just build one in Flanders and hope for the best. I think because of increased relations, we don't need them to be like utterly dependent on us economically, but they are going to try and push back. All right, socialism, the political ideology that encourages common social ownership as the means of production and self-management by workers rather than the upper class. Now, there will be those of you that watch this who don't understand socialism, particularly the United States. Socialism is the expansion of democracy into economic relations. Anyone who tells you otherwise is probably either lying to you or doesn't know what socialism is. So that's fundamentally what socialism is all about. It's democratizing the relationships in the economy. Now, there's other stuff like Marxism, Leninism, right, that like expands on these things. And certainly the Soviet Union was authoritarian, but at its core, that's what socialism is all about, is basically extending democracy to economic relationships and not simply political ones. This, of course, is terrifying to the bourgeois and the corporate class, and they will do everything they can to stop it. So this is going to get interesting real fast. Let's improve the fertilizer, and then let's look at the military situation. Man, we're actually really good at military stuff. 6 to 12 weeks. Expedition beset by malaria. The latest report from the expedition informs us that several of the crew have come down with malaria. At dawn, they weren't there. Most of our men still in their tents. What few that came to me were too afraid to even approach them. Well, you know, malaria doesn't spread that way, so you'll be fine. They've got the illness, sir. The befog air and their silhouettes made me think of a ghost. Their pale faces shivered with fever, and there was nothing in their voices that seemed remotely alive. Tell them to push on, or let them rest for a while. Let's tell them to push on. Let's see if nothing happens. Well, I don't know. The British colonized Mauritania. Fuck you guys, man. Yay. Come on. Support more declared interests. Empty pockets. A series of perceived poor decisions by the labor movement has meant a notable decrease in their ability to raise money. Shit! Wealthy sympathizers with the labor movement are quite rare. Let's just increase the number of loyalists. Oh my god. The labor movement is losing clout. But the socialist movement is soon to begin. As the expedition encounters a group of suspicious traders, one of the men claims to be a Transvaal ambassador kidnapped by these mercenaries. See, now that makes a little more sense. We need to get this man to safety. Or, fuck this dude. How do we know he's not lying? Also, like, just to point out, we're like somewhere up in here. Transvaal is like way down here. It's like on the other side of the fucking continent, baby. As our industries have grown more and more crucial to the future of the Belgian nation, so too has the working class. Disparate workers' movements have begun to unite under the cause for socialism. The development of modern industry, therefore, cuts from under the feet the very firm foundation upon which the bourgeois produces and appropriates products. What the bourgeois, therefore, produces, above all, are its own grave diggers. Its fall and the victory of the proletariat are equally inevitable. A storm approaches. The world will be free one day. Fuck yeah, let's go. There's a specter haunting the world, everybody. And that specter is a specter haunting the world, and it's a ghost. There's a ghost. It's coming this way. The ghost is gonna go this way. And then if we're lucky, these guys will flip and it'll go this way. Hey, Germany. Hey, Austria. You ready for this shit? It's coming. No, it's decreasing. How do I increase the communist thing? Rising prevalence of socialist unrest within the Belgian United States has begun to coalesce into a movement that threatens to rule the upper class. Struggle between the classes acquired a sharper edge. How do I increase it? +5 from other effects. States with loyalists. I need more popularity. The policing and home affairs institutions are killing it. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have a socialist insurgency. I think I could do this. I think I could do this within the confines of woke Belgium's laws. Amongst the current generation of socialists, a mode of analysis based upon class conflict has supplanted the multitudinous utopian ideas of the past. The dream is no longer sufficient. To the utopians, socialism is the expression of absolute truth, reason, and justice, all of which are different from the founder of each different school. All of which are different with the founder of each different school. And as each one's special kind of absolute truth, reason, and justice is again conditioned by his subjective understanding, his conditions of existence, the measure of his knowledge, and his intellectual training, there is no other ending possible in this conflict of absolute truths than that they shall all be mutually exclusive of one another. Socialism has evolved, and so must its proponents. Let's see. The liberation of individual will bring forth a utopia. Utopian characters not... Notice how the petty bourgeois are not included in any of this. Let's see. All utopian characters will adopt the corporatist ideology. In dark times, one must cling to what inspires them. All utopian characters will retain their current ideology. Utopian characters will no longer appear in this country. Communism or anarchists? Let's go with anarchists. And you might ask, well, what the communism, anarchism? I don't know the difference between these things. I say in school, but I'm married to an anarchist, so I know a lot of anarchist theory. So, you know, that's just how it is. This would suggest that we take and distribute some pictures of our country's most famous landmarks. Like that. Okay, hold up, Belgium. I looked for famous landmarks, right? I went online, and it was all just like, look at this square. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, it looks nice. But other than the Piss Boy statue, I couldn't find anything. I don't know. Tell me a famous landmark, please. Let's see. We should distribute them internationally. We should distribute them domestically. Yeah, internationally, please. Please. Expedition member drowns. Well, we know that one. Yeah. Woohoo! We're getting there. Insufficient construction for the investment pool. Motherfucker. All right, let's see. There's like nobody. There's no people. Everybody's employed. I'm using women. I can't use children. I used to be able to use children. Oh, this sucks. So the thing too with feminism is women in the workplace really helps labor shortages, but I'm having labor shortages even with that shit. All right, improved fertilizer. We really need this shit because without it, we are going to get toasted. All right, let's go to buildings. I am going to try and do this from a top-down level. So we need to increase the amount of fertilizer the fertilizer plant's output. We only have 2 in Wallonia. That is fucking crazy. How expensive is fertilizer in this market? Not very. Okay. So then let's go to the agricultural building. So first off, we won't do that. Instead, let's go ahead and look at these wheat farms, domestic. Let's increase the fertilizer production. Yeah, and then the rye farms as well. Increase fertilizer production. This should help reduce the cost of groceries. We're the number 10 producer of groceries worldwide. There's 156 food industries. The center of the food industry is here. I don't have automatic bottle blowers. We have baking powder. Switch to canned fish, but it would increase the price of fish and therefore improve their economic independence. We need vacuum packing. Oh, we have patent stills. What the fuck? Have I not implemented those? Oh my goodness. All right. Let's go here. Patent stills, patent stills. Everybody wants to use patent stills. Increase the glass. Reduce the cost of liquor. Although Louis Banique, part of the communist movement, is still fighting for his cause. No, he's like brand new. Did he just start a communist movement? Perhaps Louis Banique can find a greener pastures elsewhere. Yeah, we've already seen this one. So let's see. we could basically one kicks him out and the other one has a 33% chance of hurting the nascent communist movement. Let's check the communist movement, see what happens. No time for timidity. Action and reaction. As news escaped St. Petersburg of yet another violent crackdown of the Russian labor movement, outraged members of the trade unions have taken to the streets of Brussels, marching under the banner of the Anti-Russian Society. In the imagination of the Belgian labor movement, Russia had long loomed large as a bastion of reaction, but something felt different about this particular incident. Perhaps the violence exhibited by the St. Petersburg constabulary had been especially brutal at this time. Perhaps it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. In any case, the Belgian workers unfurled their banners and marched down towards the ambassadorial quarter. Their cries for the overthrow of Tsar Alexander Romanov reverberated throughout the city like never before. Yeah, fuck you, Alexander. Trade unions join the Anti-Russian Society. Okay. Let's check these guys out. These guys are defiant in the face of attitude, but they are really starting to lose steam now. And the political lobbies in government are starting to... political lobbies in government are starting to hit. I need them to quit supporting independence. Does nobody support their independence anymore? No one supports their independence anymore. Oh, sad. Oh, they're so sad. Okay, an unexpected group. As the expedition advantage, lush jungle reveals an unlikely sight. Members of a lost British expedition lay sickly in improvised hammocks. It was as though a veil had been rented. Rented? I guess rent, as in rent apart. Okay. I saw that on Ivory Face. I saw on that ivory face the expression of somber pride, of ruthless power, of craven terror, of an intense and hopeless despair. Did he live his life again in every detail of desire, temptation, and surrender during the supreme moment of complete knowledge? He cried in a whisper at some image, at some vision. He cried out twice, a cry that was no more than a breath. The horror, the horror. We could lose progress, but it improves our relations. It will reduce the current peril of the expedition. Join us. 2 expeditions are better than 1. This will only delay us. Sorry, Britain. I cannot fund lobbies yet. Very expensive. I'm really going to focus on this one. Okay, there's 1,000 unemployed people there, I think via immigration. So let's... Oof. I don't know. Are there unemployed... Yeah, we need to increase the, How many things does this actually add? That's 4,000 per level, so we can only add 1 level. Let me guess, insufficient construction. Okay. Sure. Increase that. See, the thing is, I think I'm the world's construction sector, because I think I have the biggest construction sector in the world, don't I? I don't know, we don't really know what their construction capabilities are, but 352 is a lot. I don't know. Late game construction can get fucking insane with the electrics, but I don't know if that's going to really translate. Okay, so we have the construction sector. We're working on it. We're working on improving the size of the pool. I think we got it, yeah. Here we go. Misplaced moderation. Arthur Spidal has criticized the numerous decisions made by the leadership of the Belgian Workers' Party, calling for Victor Clay's excessively cautious and unwilling to address critical issues. I often wonder, looking at the activities we carry out, specifically those which are most crucial to expand... Yeah, the communist movement got hurt by this. Even an anarchist movement yet? Whether Clay's is authentically of wherever dedicated to their success. Our fundraising is generally acceptable. The coffers of the party are without complaint, and neither are our accountants. But such resources have yet to be mobilized in a way that benefits the common good. And so, my thesis is, what does Clay's intend, and how is best to change his mind on the matter? We should simply do what he wishes, but Victor Clay's loses popularity. Make a point of improving the vigor we put forward. Let's go ahead and do that one. Dr. Lardenoy, I presume. At the arrival of the village by the riverside habitats, one quickly runs into the expedition, mumbling something about one of their kind. Hey, the Lost Expedition! The jungle and its noises, its strident inhabitants, their thundery clamor, reaching another settlement is always a source of joy and tranquility. When they saw us approaching, one young man ran towards our group, pointing at the town and stating that one of us was there, or that we could guess. And when we found him, a shadow of a man blurred around the edges, colorless. Dr. Lardenoy, I presume. We get found lost explorer. Expedition is slightly delayed. We gain a minor peril. He seems happy here. Yeah, there we go. We just need one minor progress, and then this is a success. Oh, yeah. Reduce the price of glass. I really need to reduce the price of a lot of stuff. Only 3,000 people don't like living in Belgium. That's fucking crazy. Like, don't like living in it enough to actually oppose the government. The eyes of the electorate have turned to the candidates that seek to acquire a position at the head of government. As the election approaches, voters debate who would provide the best leadership for the United Belgian States. Well, obviously, it's going to be Victor Clays. Let's look at the election status, shall we? Oh, yeah. Whoop! Look at that. That's great. The Belgian Workers' Party is overwhelmingly powerful. Okay, it's hippopotamus sighted. Hippopotamus has been sighted further along the river. It might be safer to wait for it to move on and then try and row past it. We will wait. Triggers the event. Hippopotamus leaves. What a relief. The expedition waited for a few hours and eventually the hippo moved on. Oh, I get it. Delay is bad because normally it would be a huge economic expense. Man, Spectre haunting the world. What would increase it? Yeah, minus 1.5 from states with loyalists. Everybody's like really happy with their lot in life. Like, it's a pretty egalitarian society. Wow. Embargo. Who's embargoing me? Oh, Persia. Got 120 days. False democracy. Louis Blanqui has issued a condemnation of the Belgian electoral system, endorsing abstention from voting and what he calls a sham to placate the people. Let's see. The intelligentsia would fuck it up. Let's see. In the dictatorship of the reactionary, of the rich and powerful, obscured from the view of the people by the facade of democracy, the best thing one may do is demonstrate the futility of such a guise, so that people may be spurred into action regardless of concessions. Fuck it. Workers' Party's going in. I don't know. The Workers' Party is pretty much... Nobody has ever really... Like, the Radical Party no longer exists. Like, they're really struggling to, like, suppress the workers. And I, for one, think woke Belgium is doing good. Attack on the river. Oh, while the expedition is traveling by river, they are attacked by locals. Careful, sir. A sharp sound deafened the noise of the crew. An arrow is now trembling, stuck in the wooden wall just next to my head. Down! Everybody down! A line of men stood on the edge of the jungle. Like guardian statues, they held spears and bows. Pointed directly at us. Their careful movements, that slow shuffle there. We had trespassed their limits. Down! I heard the men shout. Let's just run. The expedition leaves the area as quickly as it can. We rushed to get out of there. I took a fork of the river. It wasn't the right way, but it was a safe way. A soiree at the Catholic Party's wealthiest supporters, Catherine de Sales, began a long-winded rant about the merits of slavery and discrimination. As you could plainly see, the development of the skull is directly tied to the civility of a man. One can surely determine his fitness for good society by the proper measurement of his circumference. I need to fucking destroy the Catholic Party. As I said, you can determine a man's fitness for good society by properly measuring his skull. People are entitled to their opinions even if they are wrong. Civilization is the means of our equality. I don't need the Catholic Party to be strong. Wilhelm van Boyschut has returned triumphantly. This course and termination of the Niger River. The course and termination of the Niger River. I'm gonna have to end it. I'm starting to lose it. The course and termination of the Niger River has been plotted. I always imagined I'd feel immense happiness, a happiness so bright and loud that you'd be able to almost hear it. All the rivers converge here. Maybe I was expecting a torrent of water, a force so obvious that couldn't be ignored. But the Niger diverged in smaller streams, almost losing its identity. Which one was the real river? Wouldn't all of them be the real rivers? Perhaps none. As the ship of Theseus, when does a thing stop being a thing? Excellent news. Plus 25% prestige. Yeah. How does this affect our relations with our vassal? Significant. Oh, yeah. The political lobbies are collapsing. They're economically dependent on us and are never going to be able to get out. Oh, this is good. All we got to do, right, is see how this election plays out. Partisan papers. Party-affiliated newspapers have begun proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Liberal Party have been particularly effective in spreading the party line. One might say the propaganda of the People's Party is... Oh, man, so many P's. Read it aloud. Read all about it. Honest politicians attacked by shameless cowards. Leading candidate for office issues heartwarming appeal to common man's heart. I could have worked on that writing a little better. Man on campaign trail pets a puppy. Read all about it. Liberal Party certainly is using the papers. Let's increase the paper bill throughput. Oh, shit. I kept it going while I was reading that. That's not good. Come on, Liberal Party. Come on, Liberal Party. You can do it. All right, let's check it out. We need more groceries. Is there anywhere I could build the grocery factory? Yes, Gelray has one, and it's about 5,000 per level, so we'll do 2 there and 1 there. I mean, really, we want to boost the one in Flanders, but we're going to have more ports, I think, pretty soon, so that'll be nice. What will the election say? Let me guess, insufficient construction for construction pool. All right, so let's look at the Belgian Workers' Party, shall we? This is still a very righteous government. What can we pass? Still nothing. So now what we got to do is we're going to do that. So it's a contested government, but... we now have some ability to make some changes. So let's look at enacting cultural exclusion. This is the first step towards multiculturalism, okay? Well, I guess you could argue racial segregation is, but this way people get accepted faster. So if we look at the population, right? Let's look at the pops in our society, okay? Specifically this one. We still have about... You know, it's funny. Most people are at full acceptance, right? The overwhelming majority are at full acceptance. So we get the laborers, the Flemish, Wallonians, and Dutch. And is that it? Is that the mostest accepted? I don't know. So we have some Franco, Provincial. Man, we got a lot of different people. But regardless of that, the ethnographic makeup of the United Belgian States is decidedly not so good. So the most you can get... Yeah, so the thing is they have to share a cultural trait with the primary culture. And there's pretty significant... Like, it says minor consequences, but it basically means that these guys can never assimilate, right? The only 2 groups that are like fully assimilated are the primary culture, and then these guys, they have, what is their acceptance status? Dutch acceptance is stage 5. Acceptance between 80. So that's not quite right, but yeah, so these are all not too bad. But my concern here is that if we're trying to make a truly multicultural society, we still can't have about 10% of the population right now is not fully accepted. So anyway, I'm going to have to call it here because I got to go do stuff. So thanks for watching. And as always, if you want to, wow, let me redo that because I always suck at the end of these. If you want to create a truly woke society, consider forming a workers' party. Just a thought.